So let's talk a little bit about where the division lines are generally. We're now about 4 days away from, well, actually the end of the legislative session is Monday night, as I recall. But the practical deadline for getting work done is probably earlier than that. Maybe we can discuss a little bit here exactly what remains to get done and where the sticking points are, kind of bring our viewers up to date with any current information you might have. And let's start with our veteran legislator, Representative Carlson. And you could give us the textbook discussion of conference committees and how that all works, right?
Well, they were just renamed yesterday by and large, although on the House side they didn't name the conferees for the tax bill until today. But as people probably know from all the publicity, the governor vetoed virtually all of the finance bills, and that set the stage for a new round of negotiations. And they still have to agree on what we call the targets for those conference committees. The governor's last offer was to literally cut the pie in half and allow the legislature, the Republican caucuses, which are in the majority in both bodies, to basically decide on how to spend half of the available revenue, and the governor's proposals, mainly on the finance side, would be the other half. And that was rejected, but the governor, as I understand it, is still waiting for a counteroffer then from the Republicans. But if something doesn't happen fairly soon, you reach the point where you can no longer turn around those bills. And part of the answer to that is the amount of language that's included. The governor has taken a position that he doesn't want any major policy language in those appropriations bills, but if you have much language, forgetting whether it's controversial or not, just the reviser of statutes needs so much time to turn those bills around. And I was interviewed today by one of the radio stations, and they said, what do you think the deadline is? And I said, well, it's probably tomorrow or Saturday at the absolute latest to arrive at an agreement if you're going to get bills passed and adjourned by Monday.
Let me turn to you, Representative Lueck, and maybe you could tell us from your perspective what you where you see things at, and do you agree with Representative Carlson that that's kind of the practical deadline, and are we going to get there?
Oh, I think we can get there if we can get together. 2015. I'm not sure we're in a much different place than we were 2 years ago. As far as pushed right up to the deadline, we've got a lot of work to do. We've actually had one complete budget sent to the governor, something we weren't able to do in 2015. We didn't even get that process. It was just kind of all or nothing at the very end. So I think we've still got time to get this done. There's still got to be a little more movement toward the middle. I know the famous term now is we split the pie yesterday, but when you do the numbers, they don't always come out 50-50 on either side of that ledger relative to spending and tax reform. So we got time to get it done. Tomorrow and Saturday will be pretty serious if we don't make some big decisions. And I think Representative Carlson's right on. We'll really get jammed up on more than a busy Monday.
Senator Frentz, your thoughts on where we're at?
Well, thanks for asking, Barry. Watching this show for the first time, it's fascinating. I can appreciate where both sides are coming from. A couple things that seem to me to be worth mentioning. First of all, we're talking about the tax bill and what's the size of it going to be and what's appropriate for Minnesota. And once you figure that out, you have a better idea what the rest of the money is that's available to try to work out a deal. And I think there's been signs of progress on the total dollar amount of the tax bill, and that would be a good thing for Minnesota. There's also some areas where there's some really big gaps still to be worked out. We have the St. Peter Security Hospital in our district. They have a Health and Human Services gap of hundreds of millions of dollars that isn't worked out yet. And I guess I'd say if you were going to the car dealer, you're going to buy a pickup truck, at a certain point, you're far enough away on price where you start to question whether you can get a deal. And so I'm enjoying my front row seat to see what's happening. I do appreciate that they're still talking. And I think for the policy issues, too, it's a little tough to tell for a freshman just what is a must-have and what is a cannot live with and where the two sides maybe come together. But, of course, as much as we think it's numbers and we'll get a split the difference and we'll work out a deal, some of the policy is really important. And I think the people that are out there watching us expect us to go through the policy and get that figured out too. If I was a betting man, I would just say what a lot of people around me are saying, which is it's not for sure we will get done on time. And since I'm hoping to be back in Mankato Tuesday morning, I would just say my fingers are crossed, and we're planning to be here all weekend and have been told to expect to work right through, and we'll do that.
You know, if I may, when the governor made the proposal of basically cutting the pie in half, it reminded me of when Jesse Ventura was governor, and the Senate was controlled by the Democrats, the House by the Republicans, and they went 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Jesse Ventura, the governor, was able to write 1/3 of the compromise, and the Senate another third, and then the House. So this time it's a little different division with the Republicans in control of both House and Senate, and then a DFL governor, so hence the 50-50 approach. So it's an approach that's been used before.
The Governor Ventura at the time was particularly concerned about, as I recall, license plate issues and concerns about water vehicles and other things, and he was able to get those addressed as a result of the deal.
In his 1/3, yeah.
In his 1/3, yes. So, Senator Utke, what do you think? Tell our viewers where you think we're at.
Well, it's kind of like a roller coaster ride. We get one message and things are looking better, and then all of a sudden they say, well, we got to take a step back and kind of regroup because there's some different reactions to the negotiations. So we do truly hope that progress is being made, and I know that there has been quite a bit of progress made, not enough to start to give us the global target numbers that we need to start putting some finishing touches on this. You know, a couple of the comments that were made here earlier with a lot of the policy and stuff, I do sit on the HHS conference committee, which is, you mentioned the human services side of things. Just that alone has got a lot of data in it as far as all the policy that affects, well, there's a human being at the end of everything in that budget item. So it's it takes into a lot of concerns from people from the very young to the old and all of those in between. And then you throw that into the whole mix of that's just 1 out of 10 of the major budget items. So there's a lot of work to be done, but I think we've got a lot of stuff accomplished to this point. Hopefully we're ready to take it over the finish line here shortly. We hope it's going to be a long weekend. That means we're working, we're getting things moved forward, and we want a successful end, successful for the people of Minnesota.